Hey guys, it's me, Amber. I am here to do a weigh-in, and I know I look a little tired because it's kind of early in the morning, and I didn't get a good night's sleep last night, so that kind of contributes to me looking and feeling a little puffy and like crud. So, yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the weigh-in because I know that's what you guys are here for. You want to see the weigh-in. This week I ended with negative 28 smart points. For some reason, I can't stick the landing when it comes to smart points. With Points Plus, it was a whole lot easier. I think it's because I just really like sugary foods. I did have one instance where I ate something that was excessively high in smart points. It was a Larabar. And a Larabar is like 11 points, and the calories on that were like 210, but it's sweetened with dates because it's only fruits and nuts. And I ate it and I enjoyed it, and I was like, yay, this is a good snack for on the go. And then I calculated it and it was 11 points. And I know that Weight Watchers wants me to feel guilty for eating that Larabar because it was 11 points, but it has fewer than 5 ingredients and it's minimally processed, and I still feel like it was a good choice for me. So I'm not gonna feel guilty about eating the Larabar. So anyway, so since I ended my week at negative 28, you would think that I would gain weight. However, no, that is not the case. Last week I weighed 224.4, and this week I weighed 223.6. So I actually lost 0.8, almost a full pound. As much as I want to say that Smart Points, because I feel like Smart Points definitely try to point you in the right direction, and it almost feels like punish you when you pick the wrong things. I don't know about it right now. I'm still kind of wavering, and I don't know. So I switched my tracking method this coming week, because my weeks start on Saturday. So I'm in my new week, and today is Sunday. So, but I switched my tracking method to just, what's the no count option? Sorry, I couldn't think for a second. The no count option, because I'm starting to feel like, I don't know, I'm starting to feel iffy about counting my smart points, since obviously I can't stick the landing and I'm eating things that are higher in sugar, but not sugar itself. So, and here are some examples. So I actually brought some food that I've been eating, and these things are just naturally higher in smart points. Number one, organic honey. So I'm trying to wean myself off of artificial sweeteners, and I've been using organic honey, and I think it comes out to like, oh crap, I don't even know, but I know it's like 3 points for a tablespoon. So I read this book called 100 Days of Real Food, and it had a lot of good points on there that we're consuming a lot of highly processed food that isn't good for us. And so I thought, okay, you know what? I'm going to try to move away from fake foods. And so when I started looking at like breads, the rules for this are it just has to have less than 5 ingredients, so closer to its natural state. So I'm like, okay, I can do that, right? But yesterday my shopping trip was extremely long because I was reading the ingredients on the back of everything, trying to stay pretty close to that 5 ingredients, that 5 ingredient rule. So I kind of modified it a little bit for myself, saying if it's all ingredients that I would cook with or use, and I can say and pronounce, then maybe I'll slide on the 5 ingredient rule. So today I went to Trader Joe's and I picked up this poultry rub, because the book advocates for folks to like really make their own food, but let's be honest, I do food prep on the weekend, but I don't know that I can make everything from scratch. I did try the recipe in the book for the whole wheat banana pancakes. One kid liked it, one kid hated it. So I don't know. But I definitely want to try to reduce some of the processing that's in our food. Okay, so this Trader Joe's poultry rub, it has stuff like sea salt, garlic flakes, onion flakes, sugar, paprika, and the sugar is like 4 or 5 rows down, so it's not the main ingredient. Paprika, sage, rosemary, thyme, marjoram, parsley, lemon zest, citric acid, sunflower oil, lemon oil, black pepper, and silicone dioxide, which is an anti-caking thing, but that's the last ingredient. So the majority of this is like real food. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and try this poultry rub. Who knows? And then when it comes to breads, you flip them over and they're just like processed to death. There's sometimes 50 ingredients in a loaf of bread, and it makes you wonder what does that do to your health? I don't know. So I picked up this, sorry, see, I didn't get very good sleep last night. I picked up this Trader Joe's whole wheat, Harvest whole wheat bread. And the ingredients are these: stone ground whole wheat flour, filtered water, honey cracked wheat, yeast, salt. That is definitely really close to 5 ingredients. So I thought, wonderful. And what's crazy is it tastes great too, because some of the wheat breads I used to eat were like, ugh. But you know, this is actually really good, and my daughter loved it. So, but it is, I put on the back here, it's 3 smart points. So 1 slice is 3 smart points. So what I'm gonna have to do is have half sandwiches from now on in order to kind of make that work for me. The other thing that I found was this Nudsin Very Veggie Low Sodium veggie drink. It's almost like V8, but not exactly. But when you flip it over, all of the ingredients are ingredients you know: watercress, carrots, celery, beets, vinegar, lemon juice, dehydrated bell peppers, tomato paste, and filtered water. So it's really close to the 5 ingredient and my modified ingredients I recognize rule. So I got that, and I'm actually going to use this as a base for soups, not necessarily to drink. And then the last thing that I found that surprised me, but it's Barbara's shredded wheat, and this is actually what would have been considered a power food. When I brought it up, it had the little green circle, which is the new symbol for power foods. So yeah, I'm really excited about this. I tried it a little bit dry, but I think I'm just gonna like eat it with berries or something, and you know, milk. So that was like a little mini food haul. But the point that I'm trying to say is that I'm trying to get away from heavily processed foods that aren't really, I guess, benefiting us in terms of our bodies. And it really makes it hard, because when I take my kids with me to the store, they walk down those middle aisles and they're like, I want, you know, Fruity Pebbles and things like that. And we all know that Fruity Pebbles are basically a candy bar in a box, in a big box. So I'm just working on that. And it may mean that I have to have a little smaller portions in order to make sure that I stay within the no count option. And you know, some of these things like the honey, I think I have to count the honey because it's not an artificial sweetener. And then I definitely have to count the bread, because the only bread on the no count option is reduced calorie whole wheat bread. And those have like 35, 40, 50 ingredients in them. So I have to count my bread, I have to count my honey. I don't have to count my shredded wheat as long as I stick to a portion. So yeah, so that's kind of what's been happening. I have been reading a lot of books about food because I really want to understand my food, and you know, I really want to kind of really make better choices and healthier choices for my family. And the last thing that I'm going to show you for this weigh-in that I picked up, and it was just like a totally, I don't know, it's kind of like a selfish purchase. I was like, I just want to try this and see if it works. But let me go over here. I got the Veggetti Pro. Yeah, it says that it makes, I have one that's like a handheld one that you can just turn and make zucchini noodles, but this one allows you to make a whole bunch of other stuff. It says veggie pastas, curly fries, coleslaw, and stuff for salads. And really what I'm looking for are the curly fries, and not for what you think. What I want to do is make, oh, I can't think of it, sweet potato fries and bake them. So that's what I'm gonna try it out. I'm gonna watch some videos on YouTube today about the Veggetti Pro to see if it really works and get reviews before I open it, because if it doesn't, you know, if the reviews are all bad, then I'll just take it back. But I got it and I thought, oh, this is so cool. I want to have like sweet potato fries that are homemade and have very few ingredients, that sort of thing. So anyway, that's pretty much it. I went and did my grocery shopping and it took me a long time. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna sit down and figure out what's worth buying organic and what's not, because my grocery bill was like double. So, which kind of stunk. Anyway, but the good news is I still lost weight even though I went way over my points this week. And yeah, so I did a lot of fitness this week too. So, because The Biggest Loser came back, I guess that's another story, but The Biggest Loser came back, so I like to watch that on the elliptical. And then also today I was watching another show, My 600 Pound Life. I love that show because it is so inspiring that people are struggling with being that overweight, that obese, and that they're able to make that change. And I always think to myself, well, if they can do it at such seemingly insurmountable odds, so can I. Anyway, so let's have a good week this week, and thanks for watching, I guess, and see you next week. Bye-bye.